Now, let's talk about something amazing, which is that President Obama is being really tough in negotiations with Republicans. I'm not even kidding. Can you believe we made this graphic? Obama, aggressive, progressive? But it turns out that is the case. In fact, when John Boehner was asked about it over the weekend on Fox News, he was quite surprised at how things are going.
Tim Geithner sits there, like we are here, and presented this to you. What'd you say?
I was just flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted. How dare he present his own position rather than our own? I'm not used to this. So where are we in the negotiations?
Right now, I would say we're nowhere. Period. We're nowhere. We've put a serious offer on the table by putting revenues up there to try to get this question resolved. But the White House has responded with virtually nothing. They've actually asked for more revenue than they've been asking for the whole entire time.
So how dare they? Why did they not make our case for us? Now, that's usually how these negotiations have unfolded. President Obama will make his first offer, and the Republicans will sit back and say, give me another one. He'll give them another one, and on and on and on, until John Boehner goes on 60 Minutes, which he did after one of these negotiations, then says, I got 98% of what I wanted. So now in this case, President has made an offer that I'm not happy with as a progressive, and by the way, which will be nowhere near the final offer, so I'll be very upset, my guess is, at the end of this grand bargain negotiations, but at least it is mainly President Obama's position. Isn't that obvious? Isn't it obviously what he should do? Start with his own position? I love how outraged they are. But look, very encouraging news in the New York Times. They explain that this is not a coincidence. They have thought this through, and this is, in fact, exactly what they intend to do. Peter Orszag, former White House colleague of all these guys, says they had grown tired of making unilateral concessions only to see the Republicans moving the goalposts as they see it. Well, that's certainly true. That's exactly what they do every single time. Good to see even fairly conservative people like Orszag recognizing that. Dan Pfeiffer, who is the White House communications director, says the president is not going to negotiate with himself. He's laid out his position, and Republicans have to come to the table. Now, understand that before today, the Republicans had not made any offer. So he's saying, well, why don't you come with your offer and then we'll negotiate? That's how it's supposed to work. Again, this is obvious. Again, it's a really pleasant surprise because this is not how things have gone in the past. The fact that Democrats are actually sticking to their position is amazing. And then even Tim Geithner, look at him. He says some Republicans apparently want to go beyond that. But what they have to do is tell us what they're prepared to do. And what we can't do, Bob, as he explains on Face the Nation, is sit here and try to guess what works for them. Absolutely right. New York Times, and look at that. I just said Tim Geithner was absolutely right. Well, miracles never cease. New York Times explains that represents something of a shift for Mr. Obama, who did try to guess what worked for Republicans in his first term. When he crafted a stimulus spending program to bolster the economy shortly after taking office, Mr. Obama devoted roughly a third of the money to tax cuts that he assumed Republicans would like. They did not. Likewise, his framework for universal health care included free market elements that he thought Republicans would embrace. They did not. And now they say, overall, while Republicans argued that the overall programs overshadowed any palatable aspects, Mr. Obama came to believe he had made a mistake in offering concessions up front. Wow! Hey, mission accomplished! The president at least understands making concessions up front has not worked in the past. In fact, all the way back in 2010, he had realized he'd made a mistake, although he kept on making it. Remember, this is what he said about the 2009 negotiations, quote, that if you already have a third of the package as tax cuts, then the Republicans, who traditionally are more comfortable with tax cuts, may just pocket that and attack the other components of the program. Exactly. Whatever concessions you give them, they pocket, and then they say, okay, what's next? And so, in fact, one of the things that President Obama is saying is, hey, listen, in my last term, we already did $1 trillion in spending cuts. That should count towards this package. And the Republicans are saying, no, we already pocketed that. That doesn't count at all. The same old game as always. And now if President Obama is really not going to let him get away with it, that would be awesome news.